why not do it in an eco-friendly way? That's just one of the designs that gardener Peter Dowdall discovered at this weekend's Mallow Home and Garden Festival. Take a look.
Now, the Chelsea Flower Show in London is where we all go for inspiration in our garden. And what was huge in Chelsea this year was the whole principle of living walls and green walls. Now, what that means, it's where you use plants on your walls instead of the more traditional materials like timber and concrete. Here in Mallow, they've got a green wall where they're using plants like ajuga, they're using plants like diacia, and of course, the plant everybody knows, we have it in our window boxes and hanging baskets, the humble trailing lobelia.
After a summer shower.
Now, of course, the same principle also applies to your roof, where you have the green roof concept. Now, I'm here with Rita Higgins, who created this masterpiece in the Mallow Home and Garden Show. Now, Rita, you've got some plants growing here, which we normally see in rockeries, hanging baskets, window boxes. Talk to me a bit about them.
As long as you have plants that don't require a lot of maintenance and a lot of water, you can put them on your green roof. Here we've got thyme, and we've got Campanula and Albrecia, and it's similar requirements on a roof that you would have in a rockery.
Now, you're talking about thyme there. You can actually use herbs on the roof. I mean, can you harvest them? Can you use them for cooking? Or you've got rockery plants there as well. Do these have to be changed, or can they just stay there long term?
No, you can absolutely harvest them. If you have a roof that you have access to, you can have a cutting garden up there as long as you have enough soil. You don't have to change them. Maintenance on a green roof is generally every 5 years you might have to replace some plants. The least maintenance plant would be your sedum, which would be these pink ones up here, and those don't require any maintenance.
And as regards water, I mean, obviously we get a lot of rain in our climate. Is the roof going to get too heavy? Is it good or bad that we have too much rain? Is it good for the house, bad for the house?
It's neither good nor bad. It's most important that you've got the right growing medium. You don't use regular soil. You use this, it's a mix of clay and sand, and that allows free drainage so that any of the excess water, and it's lightweight as well, so any of the excess water goes right through. We've got a drainage mat underneath that retains just enough water for the plants to grow, and all the rest comes down a rain chain here that we've set up, a demonstration rain chain. All your water comes down here and then is utilized in the garden by water-loving plants.
Excellent, so it's recycling at its best, if you like. And tell me, I mean, obviously it looks beautiful, but does it help with kind of heat conservation in the house, things like that?
It does. Actually, the aesthetics are just one of the many, many benefits. It's the environmental benefits that are making them popular worldwide. First and foremost, they reduce stormwater by almost 50%. Your basic green roof reduces stormwater by 50%. And secondly, it increases the thermal efficiency of buildings, so it keeps them warmer in winter and cooler in the summer. It also reduces noise pollution, and it provides habitat that is destroyed by development.
Okay, so it's going to keep your heating bill down, which is always good, and it's going to keep the noise from the neighbours down. Now, if somebody wanted to put it on an existing house, is it only like a new build you can do it, or can you put it on existing houses? Do you get grants? Where now would people be using them? Are we aiming them at the semi-D market, or just like the one-off builds, or what?
No, you can absolutely retrofit a building. It's just this would be a mid-range green roof, which is slightly heavier. You can a sedum blanket is just slightly heavier than your average roofing tiles. So as long as you have a fairly sturdy building, you can put it right on. You might need to do some structural reinforcement with buildings. That's up to the structural engineer. But you can retrofit most buildings, and on new builds, you can put trees on it if you make it strong enough. So.
And the all-important one is, what about cost? Is it more expensive? Okay, you're going to save money in the long term, but is it more expensive or less expensive than a normal roof?
At the moment, it's more expensive. Your basic sedum blanket is slightly more expensive than a roofing tile, but it is the long-term benefits that you're looking at. And especially in urban areas, the overall benefits of reducing stormwater at the municipal level, you don't have all that stormwater going into the system. It's the overall cost.
Okay, and talk to me about Chelsea. You got inspiration from Chelsea. I saw this. Was this happening a lot in Chelsea this year?
Yeah, it was. Green roofs and living walls are really They're popular across the world. They're obligatory in certain cities in the States, in Germany, and England. It's growing as well, so they would be featured in Chelsea.
So we've seen them in the Chelsea Flower Show, and now, thanks to Rita, we've seen them in the Mallow Flower Show. So hopefully it'll only be a period of time before we see them in homes all around Ireland. Now, hopefully we've given you some inspiration for how you can use your garden plants in a different way and in different places in the garden.
Wet with rain.